You guys want to hear what a Polish lion sounds like?
Do you see now that your breasts can be as devastating as armed torpedoes?
How do you keep a straight face reading that? That's professionalism at its finest.
He is Tuxedo Mask, I don't believe it.
I really like that line. I don't know. But let's break it down anyway. It is that time, once again, to review good and bad voice acting. I will for sure be doing this series again in future, so if you do want to be a part of it and be able to submit your own suggestions, you can do so by following me on Twitter or Instagram, CDawgVA. But without further ado, you guys know the deal. I tweeted out asking, I think it's that time again. Please send me good and bad voice acting clips for me to review in a video. So that's what we're going to do today. But of course, you know how it is. I can't do it in this joke attire. I gotta look 1% more professional. Yeah, it's a different blazer from last time. I'm glad you guys noticed. I'm stepping up a little bit. We got production value here. We can afford 2 blazers. I was actually sent this clip the other day by a friend, and I just want to show off to you guys what it is a masterpiece sounds like.
Suck it, you shit.
Yeah, well, that's just amazing, really. Do race. Full movie. There's a lot of views.
Hi, Ruben. May I ask, what book are you reading?
Oh, hi, Hannah. I believe in what it says.
I think I would be asking Ruben, are you a robot or a human being? Because I can't tell.
Oh.
Is this a real thing? Oh, that's some good cover art. Can we hear that awkward laugh once more? That was really, really painful.
Oh.
Yes, Hannah?
It's actually so robotic that the only human being who could do that is Mark Zuckerberg. First of all, there's a lot wrong going on here. Most of it we've already seen before if you're familiar with the rest of the episodes in the series, which you can click up there if you want to go and watch them. But let's break it down anyway. Listen to how she says librarian.
As the head librarian here.
It's like, I don't want to say the word, let's just say some of it.
I must recommend for you to read perhaps some more informative books.
This is also like another thing that you'll notice on a lot more amateur stuff is there will be no static, and the moment they talk there's static, and that's because whoever's done the mixing on this has actually like muted the white noise in between, or has cut them very strictly. So I can give you an example. Okay, so here's me talking, blah, 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 blah. Let's say this is the line that Margaret just performed for us. I think it's Margaret. Is it Margaret? It's Margaret. I don't care. It really doesn't matter. What they've done is they've just done something like, I think it's silence, isn't it? I don't use Audacity, I use Audition. What happens is you get this perfect silence, and just before they start talking, the static comes back in as they start speaking. This is like a thing that's quite common that you'll hear in like bridges or amateur projects where they're using a USB microphone. Every single USB microphone will have a tiny amount of static in there. Unless you're buying an extremely expensive USB microphone, which honestly, I think most people would recommend against because you can just buy an XLR microphone at that point. You know, there are situations where you might want to get a USB microphone that's expensive, but that's not the point. The point what I'm trying to say is, if you're making a game and you want to record it, you want to do it on XLR because you won't get this horrible, horrible static that you hear. And then on top of that, with the compression of the game files, and then I'm guessing the compression of the YouTube video, it's just dialed up that you hear all this horrible stuff in the audio coming out.
For you to read perhaps some more informative books.
And then of course, the classic, no pop filter. We heard the P, the plosive. You can use a pop filter if you want, just put it in front, blah, blah, blah. Or honestly, there's an easier way. You can just turn your microphone so the main diaphragm isn't pointing in your mouth so that when you do a plosive, let's say at the side, it just goes to the side of the microphone. That's another way you can do it.
Oh.
Hannah, there's a game I think that you would fit perfectly. It's called NBA, and I think you'd fit right in with the rest of the cast. It would be a great collaboration. To be fair, laughing, I still to this day tell people it is very hard to do a natural sounding laugh if you've never had to do that before. If you're at home watching this, try and do a laugh right now. Just try and do a convincing, natural laugh like your normal laugh. Okay, now everyone thinks you're insane, but that was hard, right? That was hard. It's hard.
But, you know that God can...
Did they just play the same butt? Why not just record 2?
I'm very small and so very thin and... I don't feel like I can race and...
What is this dialogue? I'm just a woman. You know, my ovaries just get in the way of me running. I can't do physical activity. Oh, the Bible forbids it. Can you crit this cringy rubbish, please? Oh, it's dolls. Why is it gotta be dolls?
How did you get here?
Wait, it's okay. I know it's weird that I talk.
This sounds like a phone or a headset microphone or even a good laptop microphone, but never use a laptop microphone ever, for any reason, ever. No, don't even Skype with your parents with it. I don't want to see that.
It might be easier for you if you think of me as more of a spirit.
If your microphone was better, I could probably enjoy it a little bit more, but it's fine. So this is an English anime dub that was made in Japan.
What are you fighting for?
Huh? I only work
because I
need money to buy games.
No. No. Alright. Why Japan? Let's break it down. What went wrong? Everything went wrong. But let's be more specific, other than everything went wrong. Listen to this cut.
Out the hidden bug and...
They cut in the end. The end sounded like it was cut off at the start. Listen to the end.
Hidden bug and fix it.
So that editing is that's a bit terrible.
What are you fighting for?
They just decided that when the characters' mouths moved, that wasn't an important detail to match up with, so they just did their own thing. I mean, take a look.
After you.
What are you
How long does he talk before his mouth opens? Wow, I love talking.
I only work because I need money to buy games.
What emotion are you going for? And to top it all off, there's this fantastic scream at the end. Let's listen.
I'm sick and tired of your hero gimmick.
That's like the level of frustration when you like miss the UPS guy by like 10 minutes. It's not that frustrating, but it's like, oh, really? The only reason I can really imagine why this has turned out the way it is there's just no director. Like there's no one who like is really on top of this and knows the quality level that it should be or how good it should be. You'll notice that in anime in Japan is that lip flaps are kind of almost loosely matched, whereas in English dubs they're extremely strict about matching lip flaps. It's a lot more important than it is to Japanese.
Tuxedo Mask? Give me a break. He's not even here, soy sight.
I am Tuxedo Mask!
He is Tuxedo Mask. I don't believe it.
I actually kind of like that guy. Like, it's got a lot of charm to it. It's a little goofy, but like that's pretty good.
He is Tuxedo Mask. I don't believe it.
I really like that line. I don't know. She feels more human than an anime character, and I think that's really refreshing to hear. But it's I feel like dubs were more like that back then in the 80s and 90s when you know, they were just kind of still trying to find a big market for it, and they were more, you know, just traditional actors coming in, and they didn't have this preconception of how anime should sound. And it's kind of refreshing. I like a lot of the older dubs. Best video game ending of all time. Why do I have a feeling like it will be that? Oh wow.
Come back, Shane!
My name's not Shane, kid.
Wait, what? What? Did he shoot the kid?
Come back, Shane!
My name's not
Why does the gun sound like the weakest ass clap of all time? Listen to this.
My name's not Shane, kid.
Is it bad that I kind of really like it? I like how I feel like this must be intentional. Oh, it's for the Amiga. Oh, okay. That wasn't supposed to sound this bad. Listen to this stomp sound effect. You know, the mixing was questionable, the sound effect choices questionable, but everything was so bad that it was good. I like it.
Come back, Shane!
That sounds like a kid. Definitely doesn't sound like a man in a van who would pick up children at all. No, that sounds like a child to me. My first attempts at voice acting. It's got one view!
Or you little runt, you better get out of our territory. This one seems like a cutie. I'll keep her.
That didn't sound so much as flirting as kinda rapey. I'll keep her. She's mine. Well, I mean, if I saw that line, like the way you read oi, I just didn't feel like it had a kick to it. Let's listen to the oi again.
Oi, you little runt, you better get out of our territory.
I want to see you hit these exclamation points. Like, oi, you little runt. You know, like, give it a pause. It's a pause. It's an exclamation point. Wow, it's an exclamation point. You know, you want to let it breathe on it. It sounds like you were struggling on the second line. You kind of rushed the, you better get out. Let's listen to that again. You kind of rushed it.
Oi, you little runt, you better get out of our...
Yeah, you stumble on the T, right? You are thinking about starting the next line, and you already feel like there's a half a tank of air in you, just replenish, you know? Because if the line at the end, and I've done this 1,000 times where I thought I could do the line without breathing, I would say the line, and near the end of the line, you can just hear me running out of breath, and I have to redo it again. Now that's one line, but I can already tell just off 1 or 2 lines, you know, the kind of mindset that you're in, because, you know, I was there. I know exactly how it feels to be this level of voice actor. I want to hear his extremely angry line, actually.
Don't touch Morgan.
That doesn't sound like extremely angry to me. It sounds like you're scared of people in your house, or you're scared of other people hearing you. You have to go all out, you know, shout it. I'm gonna do it, my neighbors are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna do it. It's like, don't touch Morgan! Like that, you know. That was me being, like, toning it down, because I don't want to disturb my neighbors. Oh, I love House of the Dead. Oh, I love House of the Dead so much. Have I watched this before? I probably have.
Dogs of the AMS. Time they made a move. Everything's set. All we need to do is wait.
House of the Dead 2 is an arcade game from the 90s, and obviously when they brought it over, you know, and they want to bring it to the Western audience, the last thing they're going to think about is, oh crap, we need to dub this. And no doubt they gave it to probably one of the cheapest companies that offered to do it, or they did it in-house. That wouldn't surprise me. I don't know the story behind this dub. I don't know if even there is one, but yeah, it's interesting.
My friends from the AMS, it's me, Goldman.
I like the voice choice though. The voice choice is pretty good, which shows to me that there was some consideration of casting going on, but it's just like there's no direction. So I don't know, maybe this guy was just like left to it, like he had no references, and maybe they just told the guy, hey, here's the lines, just do it. That wouldn't surprise me. But I'm near certain that even new House of the Dead games in arcades right now, like the newer versions, still have terrible voice acting. I'm not really sure why, but I'm pretty sure they still do.
Może drzemniemy się do zachodu słońca, a potem powiemy ojcu, że nie znaleźliśmy lwów.
Zgadzam się.
You guys want to hear what a Polish lion sounds like? Let me show you. You know, I wasn't really going to comment on it because I felt like I don't have, you know, the authority to comment on Polish dubbing. But, yeah, that's pretty sure there's no lines in Poland, and I see why. If that lines are supposed to be intimidating, right? This is not quite intimidating. They're just in the booth and they're like, can you do a lion scream? Great, we got it. One take, nice. Armin's scream. I've heard a lot about this scream. I've heard a lot of people say it's really bad. Let me listen. Wait, is this supposed to be bad? Is that what people are saying? Damn, that's pretty good. You have to give it to them. It wasn't just a monotone shout. That was a really like guttural scream that took everything, and that's really good. Especially for a character who's, you know, they think they're about to die. That is a scream of someone who thinks their life is over. That was damn good. I have to give mad props to that. If people try and shit on that, that's just too much for me.
Who do you think you are?
I know who I am. It's you who's living in a fantasy.
Stupid girl.
He's addicted to your big, fat, lactating breasts. You should be ashamed. I saw you having sex with him. It's sick. Don't you understand the power those breasts hold over poor Toji? One day I hope to marry him. So please try to act like a normal mother and don't tie him up with manacles in the basement and boink him. All right?
You're right.
Boink him?
I took full advantage of my breast's power to mesmerize Toji.
So you promise to use your breasts only for good from now on? Do you see now that your breasts can be as devastating as armed torpedoes? Mom, I still love you, okay? Well, it's pretty late. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Wait, Mom? Mom? What the oh my god.
You dare compare my titties to torpedoes? Toji has felt their power and you'll never take him.
No!
Stupid girl.
What is this show? Milk Money? If I had to walk into a recording studio, you know, I have my papers, How dare you compare my titties to is that, am I reading this correctly? This can't be real. How do you keep a straight face reading that? I remember when I did Team 4-Star, and it was by far like the funniest thing I'd ever recorded. And I couldn't do the line because I was laughing every 5 seconds. It took me like 5 or 6 takes because I think the first like 3 or 4 I was just pissing myself laughing. How can you look me in the eye and tell me that you dare compare my titties to torpedoes? There's no way that you could. Wow, that's professionalism at its finest, honestly. I am stunned. And I also want to watch the full thing. And I will. Let me save this.
My name is Hanzo Hasashi!
I like that, dude. I love Patrick Seitz, though. He always does a good job. Every time I've heard him in anything, he just kills it. If you want to split a line into sentences, so, like, he just, listen to how he ups the ante every, like, sentence.
Sashi!
Listen to it now.
You killed my wife, my son, and then you burrowed your way into my head. Misdirected my vengeance, cost me my one chance to have them restored.
That's just perfect. That's exactly how you want to deliver a line like that. You know, he is shouting towards the end there, but you know, throughout that line, he is conveying such intensity without actually having to be loud, and that's a sign of someone who just gets it. Patrick Seitz always does shouting characters, and he does a lot of characters and stuff that I love. Oh yeah, he's Dio. He's Dio in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I feel like he's the only one who could even get close to the Dio in the Japanese. Wow, CDawgVA. Wow. Not good. Yu-Gi-Oh! Singapore dub. That sounds interesting.
Hey, looking good, dude! Are you sure? You sure it's not too much? Looks like too little to me. Hey, Yugi! I think Tia's in love with you! Huh?
Oh my god. I thought this wasn't real for a second. Wow, this is the thing with, like, clips like this where they sound good, but the writing just sounds insane. Like, you know, the quality of the microphones and stuff there was pretty good, and the mixing was pretty good. It was just weird because the dialogue was so dumb. Hey, I think she loves you! If they had a decent script and someone good directing them, I guarantee those actors would have performed much more tame and realistic or more accurate to the show than that. That's insane. It's like they came in with like a car commercial director. Like, yeah, just shout the whole time, be really loud. Perfect, we've got it. Yeah.
Shiratori? This must be the place where Yamato Takeru no Mikoto came down from the sky.
Oh my god, that was a line?
This must be the place where Yamato Takeru no Mikoto came down from the sky.
I mean, props to the guy. He just said like 3 hard words like in succession. That's pretty good. What was the direction for that? Okay, so for this one, I want it to sound like you're scared, and then you become aroused, and you finally finish because of it. I think that's what we should go for. Like I'm being dragged out by a golden magical goose. Yeah, exactly. All right.
Don't you just love mochi ice cream, Koneko-chan?
Why does her chewing sound like like the Titanic crashing into the iceberg?
You're too kind.
It's annoying because the footsteps are so obnoxiously loud, but this guy's amazing.
We gotta make up for this. Ow! I should kill you. Stupid! Fucking motherfucker!
That's good. Oh, it's Mark Hamill? That makes sense. Mark Hamill as the Joker is amazing as well. I'm sure, I know I got a lot of comments that I should have spoke about that on my good voice acting. I wanted to, but I didn't have the time to include it. At first, I thought it was really goofy because the editing and the mixing sounded really weird, but then you hear the voices and it's like, damn, if the mixing and the editing like complemented how good the voices were and how good the acting was, it would be so good. Because the footsteps are so loud, but that's really good.
Hi there. I'm an express owl.
Ever owed you this much? Your debt is the highest that's ever been accrued in the history of this academy.
Well, I like ProZD. I think his voice acting is pretty good. I feel like I can always know, like I immediately hear ProZD in anything that he does. I feel like he has an extremely distinct voice, even when he changes it, you could still hear. like his mannerisms and the way he speaks, and also the very deep quality to his voice, even when he does high-pitched voice. There's like little artifacts of that still there, but yeah, I mean, I like it. I think he's pretty talented. And it's honestly really refreshing seeing someone like ProCD succeed and do well, coming from, you know, he was a Viner, if I'm correct, when he started doing a lot of really silly voices, and, you know, managing to then transition that into a professional career. And that's really refreshing to see, especially, you know, when, you know, 5-6 years ago, a lot of these established actors just thought it, you know, a lot of the voice actors who started online were kind of, you know, silly and goofy and they wouldn't really come to anything. But, you know, we're seeing more and more voice actors and actors who started out online, you know, slowly bleed into the, you know, professional scene. Accelerator laughing. Oh god, yeah, when I watched this show, I remember this being really obnoxious. It's kind of impressive though. It's like, why? But also nice. Nice that you can do that with your voice, but also why? Why are you doing that? Why? Am I missing something? Alright, that's all we have for today. Let's discuss the overall quality, you know. There's a lot of really, really good voice acting out there, and to be honest, we're showing a lot of bad voice acting clips, but we really are struggling to find these. They're not that common anymore, and I feel that most of the time we get voice acting that is good or like inoffensive, or there's nothing bad about it. In this series, we've probably watched like all of the notably bad performances or just shows or games that there is, and that says a lot of how far the quality has come. You know, most of the stuff that we are showing is quite old as well. You know, we've gotten to the point now where we do value voiceover, and we do want it and expect it to be good, and we don't really notice when it's good anymore. No one says if the voice acting is good anymore in reviews of games. They're just like, soundtrack's good, gameplay is good, and they only ever talk about voice acting if it's bad or extremely exceptional, which is very rare, and I'm happy that's the case. I do actually want to review good voice acting again, and I would love to talk about some more of my favorites. I would love to go more in depth into Mark Hamill's Joker. I think that deserves, you know, at least 5 minutes of me gushing over it, because it is just phenomenal. And I really want to do that. So if you do want that, let me know down below, and let me know on Twitter if you want more of this. Let me know if I should review more of your voice acting, review good voice acting, but bad voice acting, anything at all. Let me know on Twitter. It's CDawgVA. It's so easy to find me. And if you do enjoy this video series, please do put subscriptions on and the notification bell, likes, shares, all that stuff. I have a Patreon as well. All the YouTuber crap that we have to do nowadays. But without further ado, thank you so much for joining me once again. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye. Hello, Mudan. It is me, Russian man from Estonia.